Joseph Campbell, The Power of Myth. Embark on a captivating journey through the realm of myths with Joseph Campbell's enlightening work, The Power of Myth. This book's summary unravels the significance of myths in shaping and preserving the identity of communities, and their adaptive nature in the face of cultural change. Delve into shared archetypes that transcend cultural boundaries and explore the vital role myths play in navigating life transitions and coping with death. Understand the limitations of physical perceptions while attempting to comprehend abstract concepts like eternity and the divine. Finally, recognize the modern distancing from myths and rituals and their potential re-emergence through universal narratives.
The power of myths. Myths play a crucial role in forming group identity by explaining the beginning of life or the origin of a culture. They provide a shared destiny for a chosen people and act as a boundary for those outside the group. Myths reflect the geographical and cultural roots of their origin and can adapt over time while retaining their core message. Religious myths foster a sense of community and purpose by promoting a common identity. The power of myths lies in their ability to establish and preserve a community's identity. The universality of mythical archetypes. The world's most foundational myths and stories are found quite universally, transcending geographic or cultural lines. This is because all humans have the same fundamental anxieties, desires, and hopes. While archetypes are shared across cultures, however, so are tendencies to focus on cultural idiosyncrasies, to the point of violence and conflict when it comes to religious differences. By neutralizing our unique cultural differences and focusing instead on a shared human side of experience to identify our common stories, we can learn to revel in our similarities rather than hopelessly criticize our differences. The importance of myths and rituals. Myths and rituals are essential frameworks that assist individuals in navigating significant life stages. They provide guidance, comfort, and concrete guidelines for individuals to fulfill societal roles. Myths help individuals understand and make transitions from one stage to the next, while rituals provide clear steps to follow. Marriage is a common theme in myths, with the idea of two spiritual halves uniting being prevalent across cultures. In modern societies, rituals like enlisting in the army help individuals identify as part of a larger group and leave behind personal desires to serve the country. While myths and rituals may not be as obvious in contemporary society, we continue to rely on them to make sense of societal roles. Overall, myths and rituals have played a vital role in human history and continue to shape our understanding of the world. The comfort of myths in dealing with mortality. Myths and beliefs can provide comfort in dealing with the fear of death by depicting it as a natural part of life, according to the book. Ancient cultures saw life and death as two sides of the same coin and often included this in their mythologies. They believed that death was not the end, but a threshold to pass to reach another level of existence. Thus, they placed gifts in the graves of the dead. Myths help people understand dying as a natural and fundamental part of life, and can help individuals embrace life to the fullest, as seen in stories of terminally ill individuals. In some cultures, such as some Indonesian tribal communities, killing someone was a prerequisite for marriage and fatherhood because the tribe believed that for a new generation to emerge, the old generation had to die. Overall, this book discusses how myths can aid in accepting mortality and calming the fear of death. Comprehending transcendent concepts. A child asking what God looks like might just be easier to relate to a kind and compassionate grandpa. This is because we tend to rely on the physical and seek out proof for seemingly abstract ideas. However, ideas about God or eternity cannot be defined using this framework. Myths provide a way to get closer to comprehending these concepts, but they cannot exactly explain them. For instance, the Christian myth of heaven or the Buddhist state of nirvana do not explain the concept of eternity. Transcendent concepts require a different way of thinking, something beyond our need for the physical or the concrete to explain them. The necessity of myths in modern society. The absence of myths in our modern era has caused a spiritual hole in society, leading to misguided attempts to generate awe and wonder, and the loss of cultural traditions and rituals. In today's world, the terms mythology and spirituality are easily associated with pseudo-spiritual fads, such as crystals or incense. As a result, the significance of myths has been pushed to the cultural sidelines. The weakening of classical education in schools has led to a loss of understanding of ancient myths and stories, making it harder for us to learn valuable lessons from our past. Additionally, society's focus on individuality rather than community has led to the loss of significance of once important cultural components like rituals. This loss has left people feeling spiritually bereaved, causing some individuals to seek out quick fixes to generate awe and wonder. Without myths, society has lost its ability to understand the world, which has resulted in depression and loneliness for some individuals. People attempting to fill this spiritual hole are now seeking out potentially harmful ways to experience transcendence through drugs and alcohol, which further exacerbates the problem. On the other hand, certain groups have started creating their own rituals to prove the dedication of new members and to separate themselves from other groups since many traditional rituals have disappeared. It's clear that myths and rituals continue to serve an essential role in our society. The absence of these key cultural components has created a spiritual void that can only be filled by their resurgence. The emergence of a global mythology. As cultures converge through globalization, a new mythology is born. With Hollywood being one of the most significant cultural players, the highest-grossing films often tell classic hero stories that reference ancient archetypes. These universal themes allow people from different backgrounds, nationalities, and religions to easily identify with the hero's journey. As a result, a global mythology may already be surfacing, offering everyone relatable themes that will adapt to changing cultural circumstances.
In The Power of Myth, Joseph Campbell sheds light on the timeless importance of myths in the human experience. From forming group identities and explaining life's beginnings to bridging cultural gaps through shared archetypes, myths offer invaluable guidance throughout various stages of life and help mitigate existential fears. As we face a growing global society, a new global mythology may emerge, epitomized by popular films that tap into the universal themes and stories resonating with a diverse audience. While the nature and expression of myths may evolve, their profound impact on humanity persists, reaffirming cultural connections and offering invaluable insight into the human condition.